Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 19 of What If Naruto Became the God of Lightning. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Had the Rarest Bloodline and enjoy that guys over on Anime King 2. And stay in tune for a new episode over on Anime King 3, which I do hope that you guys will enjoy. And if you're new, you heard that correctly. Yes, I have 3 channels: Anime King 2, and Anime King 3. I post what ifs every single day for you guys to enjoy. So just sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, Naruto woke up in his mindscape as he was speaking to Kurama about the current events. Even Kurama told him that he saw much hesitation, he felt it, grief within Sasuke. The boy felt struck when he hit Naruto with that Chidori. After all, Naruto Rasengan had cancelled right when he got stabbed through the stomach, and Sasuke's hand just couldn't stop at the right moment. Sasuke also got angry when Kabuto had hit Naruto, and Sakura, the man, got furious. As Naruto said that he was still gonna bring him back, Sasuke was just conflicted. After all, having your mind be messed with by your brother, that will sure take a toll on someone. And having your brother be out there after killing your entire clan, that would be hard. As Tsunade came in to check over his charts, happy to see that he was awake as Naruto had woken up. Jiraiya came in as well, as he spoke to Naruto about the training trip. As Naruto wondered about his shinobi career, but Tsunade told him that it was fine. She will send missions their way every now and then so Naruto could complete them. After all, you need a certain amount of missions to become Jonin. As Naruto had to look forward to our 3-year training trip. After that, Sakura came in, as she apologized, as she wasn't able to do much. As Naruto simply smiled at her and told her it was fine. She shouldn't put herself down. After all, she hit Sasuke so hard, his eyes went wide for a moment, as he was so carefree and laughing about it. As he told that he will bring back Sasuke no matter what, as she told him that they will. As he told her about his training trip, Sakura hugged him, as she was really gonna miss him. As throughout this time, he has become her best friend, yes, even closer than Ino, and she cherished the moment they spent together. So with that, Naruto grabbed a dinner with all of his friends, all of the rookies, as they couldn't believe that he was going to be leaving for 3 years. But Naruto had something dealt with, so after that, he waited. As Hinata came out, she was surprised that he knew that he was watching her, as he told her that he has been noticing her behavior on him. She liked him. He tried his best to let her down as calmly as possible, and he did his best not to hurt her feeling, even though it still hurt a lot to know that he already had someone special in his mind, as she wondered who it was. But he told her to continue to train, as she was a powerful kunoichi, as he let her down gently. Even Kurama had to commend him on that. So with that, they headed off, both him and Jiraiya. Their training started out normal, until they got mixed up with the Hidden Stone. When Naruto had to slaughter 3 Chonins and 2 Jonins on his own, while Jiraiya was stuck up with the others, Jiraiya was quite surprised. A year and a month of training, Naruto has already proven that he has gotten strong enough to rival Jonins. The Hidden Stone has already had a lot of ninjas, and they always push your ranks, not quite accepting that their ninjas aren't strong as they're supposed to be. Like a Jonin would basically be high tuning level, but still Naruto was able to hold his own. Jiraiya decided it was time as he sent a toad to Tsunade, as she was a bit nervous, as Jiraiya told Naruto about his parents. The battle that ensued wasn't nice at all. Both of them had clashed violently because Naruto was angry. Yes, he was livid that Jiraiya had known this all along and didn't tell him. Jiraiya and him had been beaten to a pulp. The both of them luckily enough got out into a clearing as they reshaped the landform. Jiraiya wasn't going all out though. After all, he never entered Sage mode. But at the level that he was at, Naruto had already caught up to him without Sage mode. As Jiraiya decided to share Naruto a bit and told him that they were heading to Kumo. Naruto has been placed in the bingo book from the Hidden Stone. As the God of Lightning, his reputation was growing day by day. He was an A-level threat. So yeah guys, so basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. The villagers of Konoha were shaken up. Yes, they were shaken up indeed. Many of them were shocked at recent events that were unfolding. After all, knowing that their great hero had a son, a legacy that has been there the entire time, and know that they were just finding out, it was quite shocking. Many of the ninjas around had praised Minato. Some of them even saw the man as a god. With his skills in the hierarchy, able to wipe out a battlefield within seconds, the man was a literal light that just seemed to envelop everything. And not to mention his smile. The girls were falling for his smile. If Minato wasn't a one-girl man, if he was one of those guys that were all over the place, he would have been swarming in girls. But yet, he was in love with Kushina, and that was Naruto's mother. Tsunade had spoken to Jiraiya by Toad, by letters. Naruto refused to write anything. Well, he didn't really refuse, but he hadn't. So her communication was coming from Jiraiya. As Jiraiya told her that it was time. People should know that Minato had a legacy that passed on. Naruto's name has already been cemented, as whispers of the God of Light has already been passing through the Elemental Nation. When Jiraiya spoke to Naruto about that, Naruto insisted that she told the village who his father was. After all, there was no use hiding it. He wouldn't deny that his father was a powerful man. His reputation was quite fearsome to have a flee on sight order. As Naruto was going to surpass that, he knew it. That is why he wanted his name to be known. He wanted people to see that he is the legacy of the fourth Hokage, so when he finally surpassed that, people understand how infamous his reputation was. That is why Tsunade announced to the village the secret heritage of one Naruto Namikaze. Naruto said that he wasn't going to change the last name though. He rather it was Uzumaki. Strange enough how it sounds. He was going to keep the last name of his mother. But there was a set of people in Konoha who were more shaken up by the news. At that very moment, all of them were at the barbecue restaurant. All of them has grown in the past 3 years. Height, sizes, shapes. As the rookies, all of them were there minus Sasuke and Naruto. For various reasons, of course. So, said Kiba, Akamaru was lying down on the ground, next to his master. The man allowing the dog to come inside. After all, he wasn't a normal dog. He was an Incan. We're not going to talk about Naruto being the fourth Hokage's son. As all of them looked at him. This was the first time they were able to catch up after hearing the news, as it has just been released recently, and it was quite shocking. He's still the same old Naruto. It's not like this is going to change much, said Sakura. Sakura has grown. As her hair, she had cut it a bit. It just reached down into her neck, stopping right there. She had gotten a more slim physique. Many hard training, time after time of dedicating to her body and her physique has surely changed her in more ways than one. The girl had learned all that she can from Kurona regarding genjutsu, as Tsunade had taught her how to dodge, Mina made it in and all. And not to mention her inhuman super strength, Sakura felt confident enough in her power. Well, he's not gonna be the same, Kiba said. Although I'm sure that he's not gonna be arrogant. You guys don't think so, right? Really? Said Shikamaru Dasai. Naruto. You really believe that Naruto's gonna be arrogant because of this? Yeah, you're right, said Kiba. But still, that's a big deal. Yeah, of course this, said Ino. The fourth Hokage is a hero of the Hidden Leaf who stopped the Nine-Tailed Fox. This is gonna shine a lot of spotlight on Naruto. But I know all of them knew the truth, and they did not feel any difference about Naruto, given that he was a Jinchuriki, because all of them saw 3 years ago in the exam when he had faced off against Gaara, and he had changed. As they managed to worm the information out of their senseis, and Sakura speaking to Tsunade, so they all knew that Naruto was a Jinchuriki, and there was nothing that showed them that Naruto couldn't control his power. After all, Tsunade herself said that Naruto had agreement with the fox, and they were on good terms. Still, the thought of having that thing sealed inside of him was beyond crazy. But still, he was Naruto. Sakura already knew ever since the fight with Sasuke. When Sasuke brought it up, she just had to confirm her suspicions with Tsunade. The person that seemed to find out before everyone else though was Shikamaru. He'd always had his suspicions, and when he saw Naruto transform in Chunin exams, that just confirmed it, linking Naruto date back to the Kyuubi attack, and find out that Bijus are constructs of chakra. Yes, he found out. Another thing, he was a Nara, and they were pretty smart. But where is he? Said Kiba, snapping Sakura from her thoughts. It's been 3 years. The training trip is supposed to be over now. Any thoughts on when he's coming back? At the moment, I have no idea, she said. I spoke to Lady Tsunade about it. She said that he should be back around this time, but there has been no information yet. What do you mean? Asked Ino. Well, 2 weeks has gone by without getting a contact from Jiraiya or his toads. Wait, is something bad happening? I don't think so, Sakura said. Even if something bad was happening, Jiraiya of the Sun is there. And not to mention, you're all aware of Naruto's new title, right? Yeah, Kiba said. The God of Lightning. Sound jealous, said Shino. What? Of course I'm not jealous. I'm happy for Naruto. Are you sure, Kiba-kun? Asked Hinata. Yeah. He's the God of Lightning and I'm happy for my friend. Your voice is filled with jealousy. Come on, Kiba, you can admit it. You're not as manly as Naruto. What? I'm the manliest man out of everyone here, he said, as he put on a triumphant smirk. Even Shikamaru is more manly than you, and he doesn't even put in the effort to be manly, said Ino. What? He shouted, as Choji was there munching up on his barbecue, listening to the conversation at the same time smiling. As Sakura wondered, for real, what was taking Naruto so long? Time skip. To be captured was not a good thing. To be held, not known if you'd return home. To be used, to get ransom from your parents, was not a good thing at all. That was the very situation that Zana, the 12-year-old daughter of the Fire Daimyo, found herself in. But it was the opposite. The leader of the criminal organization, it was a group of bandits. A lot of them than usual. Still, quantity is not better than quality. The leader of this little group, a man with an X on his chin. He was known as Silver. Like many bandit leaders, he thought that his bandit crew was one of the largest and the best. Well, a single Jonin Shinobi could wipe them all out, but still, the man had his pride. So that is why he was confused. Why this little girl is acting this way? Do you even know who I am? He asked. He looked at the 12-year-old girl, who simply looked at him. She wasn't afraid. Not even slightly. Yes, of course. You're Silver, aren't you? The infamous leader of your bandit group that is known as the X-Gang. I'm judging that X on your chin is the reason why you call it that name, the X-Gang. Yeah. So why aren't you afraid? We already sent a letter back to your father for the ransom. You know if he doesn't pay up, what's gonna happen to you, right? I might even let my boys have some fun with you. As her eye twitched, you're gonna regret that, she said. What? Silver says he looked at her. She said nothing more. Silver found the entire thing strange. The girl was all alone. She was out in the barren fields, picking herbs, where one of his men came across her. He was quickly alerted and they kidnapped her. And they were now waiting for the ransom from Daimyo, who is said to love his daughter so much he would do anything for them. Yes, the man had 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. And Zana here was the youngest. And he loved her, he's a princess. That is why the man had sent a ridiculous amount, knowing that the fire daimyo would pay. As Silver was just thinking about the catch that would come, the man had a dream of him swimming in nothing but gold. Well, that was literally impossible given that it was solid. But still, it was just a dream. The girl simply picked at her fingernails, but he was concerned about her behavior. Hey, boss? One of the men said, looking up. What is it? Silver said. It's raining. Yeah, so what? You're afraid of getting wet? No, it's not that, boss. It was just clear a moment ago. I mean, completely clear. Where did this rain came from? I'm sure it's nothing. The weather is just always changing in Hainakune. Oh, it's not, said Zana. What do you know? More than you, it seems. You really need to watch your mouth, said Silver. Unless you want to get hurt. Zana sighed. She picked herself up. They had not shocked her or anything, thinking that she wouldn't do anything stupid after all she was surrounded. You know that my father is in direct contact with the god of lightning, right? As Silver looked at her. Yeah, and so what? The man beside Silver gulped. You know who he is, right? Of course I do, Silver said, that smirk. And I did my research. He's in the northern area of Kaminokune. There's no way that he'll be coming to save you. And even if he does, I'll simply hold you as a hostage. If he makes a single step towards me, I'll kill you. And I'm sure that you wouldn't want that to happen after all. If you were to die under a Konoha Shinobi watch, who could defeat all of us, I'm giving his props, he's powerful. I've heard his name far and wide, that he's some god. Just because he possesses lightning abilities, well, I don't fear any god. Once you can bleed, you're not a god. Zana chuckled at that. Bold talk from just a simple bandit. He raised his hand as Zana stepped back, dodging his blow. He narrowed his eyes. You just wait and see, she said. Hey, boss. As Silver looked up, the man started to sweat despite the air being cold when he noticed thunder and lightning. He took a breath. I'm sure it's nothing, okay? In any case, he moved forward. You're coming with me as he grabbed Zana by the shoulder. She simply sighed, completely unafraid. Murmurs started to breach through the crowd. Everyone, quiet down. He's fast, but he's not that fast. He's far in Kaminokune, and even if he does get here, it will take him at least days. So hurry up and pack, we're getting the hell out of here. And where we're going to go, there is no way that he can find us, and they will have no other option but to give us the money. And we will be swimming in cash. Have I ever failed you before, Silver asks? They shook their head no. Well then, pack. All of them got to work packing their things. Zana sighed. You have too much faith in this god of lightning. Naruto is his real name, is it? Do you really think that he's gonna save you? There's no way he can get here in time. Zana looked at her nails, completely ignoring the man. You know, it's been a long while since I saw him. A couple months now, and I really missed him. What? Oh, sorry, I wasn't talking to you, she said. The lightning! Strike once more! Murmurs broke through the camp once again. It's nothing, it's just a thunderstorm. Hurry, said Silver. As Zana felt the man shaking a bit. Afraid, she asked. Of course not. I have 50 men here. Why would I be afraid of some brat? Oh, you think you can defeat him? Well then. She smiled to herself. This ought to be fun. Suddenly, a thunderbolt crashed from the sky, slamming into the ground. It was bright as it illuminated the area. All of the bandits blinked several times. As their eyes got readjusted, the rain started to pour down hard. Silver blinked when he saw someone standing there that wasn't standing there a moment ago. An irritable sigh could be heard. Why would you leave this safety compound without your samurais. Please tell me. I just need to get it. And they would take too long to prepare their troops and all that. And it's gonna look too formal, said Zana. So that is why you left and got yourself captured by this lowlife. Him and his gang just attacked me out of nowhere. And I just gave in because all they want is money. But I knew that you come rescue me. An irritable sigh could be heard once again. You know, I was planning on staying in Kaminor Nakuni for a while. With your girlfriend, right? Said Zana. Zana, how many times do I have to tell you? But I miss you, she said. As Naruto sighed. And I was going to visit before I head back to Konoha. The capital is on my way there, you know that, right? But you took months, she said, mumbling to herself as she kicked the ground. And you were just all over with your girlfriend and not visiting me. Don't you care about me anymore? Of course I do. You know you're one of my precious people, said Naruto. One of my close friends. But you barely come by anymore. We used to watch movies. We used to play games. But you're barely here. You know you're not a little girl anymore. So what, she said. You're still my friend, aren't you? Of course I am, said Naruto. And you're barely around. You're not even there for my father to hire you for missions anymore. He has to hire other Konoha ninjas, and I don't like them. Another sigh could be heard from Naruto. As Silver cleared his throat. Hey, stop ignoring me, he said. As he set eyes on the man standing there. That was the only way to describe him as a man, because he was no longer a boy. Blonde hair that was tied up in a ponytail, going into his lower back. He was wearing a black shirt that seemed to just slap down on his frame. He was wearing a grey Haori that flapped in the wind with a lightning bolt on the back, with 9 circles around the lightning bolt. Black fingerless gloves. He had on black style-on blue pants with grey boots. The black pants had streams of blue running through them like lightning bolts. Same going for his arms. His long sleeve shirt had black and blue streams going through it like lightning bolts connecting to one another. Naruto Uzumaki has surely grown in the past 3 years. As Zana, heart fluttered every time she saw him. She just wished that he was older. Instead, she would have been his girlfriend. As he has gotten so much more handsome. All the baby fat from his face was now gone. A lean, muscular face with a jawline that was just on point. Despite the rain flowing down, it seemed to be barely touching him. Silver and the famous ex-gang, said Naruto, known for countless murders and rape, even going as far to burn down Katuna village. Silver grabbed his dagger as he placed that down his throat. So you know me, right, boy? Well then, you should know better than to do something stupid. After all, you know I won't hesitate to do what I have to do. You know, Zana, you could have really gotten hurt. These guys are scums, and they will do anything to get what they want. But I know that you will save me, she said. And it's not my fault, I just want to pick some herbs. I never knew I would be found so easily. As Naruto sighed, don't tell me all of them came for you, said Naruto. Well, not all, she said. How much, Naruto asked. How much, said Naruto. Fine, 5. And you let them take you. Just because you want to see me. That is rather irresponsible, Zana. But she kicked the ground. Sorry. Naruto sighed. You really gotta stop pulling things like these. I told you before, you've grown now. And there's a lot more responsibility you have to take on. As the daimyo's daughter. I know. I just missed you, that's all. Will you promise you will stay for a bit before you head back to Konoha? So we can catch up, she said. Fine, said Naruto. Hey, no one's going anywhere, said Silver. Am I right, boys? As Naruto glanced around, he was surrounded. Yeah. We will take you down. The stuttering could be heard in their voices. As Naruto sighed, before, they blink. And they shouldn't have done that. In a moment, Silver felt something. Grab his wrist. Snap! The dagger fell out of his hand as he cried out in pain. A brutal kick slammed right into his mouth, launching him backwards. The man crashed to the ground a loud thud as Naruto pulled off his Hiyori and wrapped it around Zana. She snuggled up in a warm coat as she felt the heat from it. She didn't know how he was doing it. He said that it was seals. But despite the rain pouring down on her, she was no longer getting wet, and her hair, the rain in it was evaporating, making her hair dry. He was only left in his black muscle shirt, and the seals were preventing him from getting wet. Her crush was so amazing, she thought to herself. Silver picked himself up, holding on to his bloody mouth. A few of his teeth had came loose in that. How did you? He looked at the spot where Naruto once was. I really don't have time for this. I'm due at Konoha any day now. But yeah, I have to spend some time with Zana here, so why don't you just come with me? You're wanted in the Fire Daimyo's palace. All over the Elemental Nation, actually. But you've been able to escape so far. And you think you're gonna take me in, said Silver. Boys, get him! I wouldn't do that if I were you, said Naruto. One of them moved forward, only four. Boom! Its body was instantly evaporated by lightning. What the hell? Said Silver. Yes. There's a reason they call me the God of Light. You knew that, right? So would you just surrender? Said Naruto. Silver got back up. No, he said. Naruto sighed. I was told to bring you in, or exterminate you if I must. After all, scum like you don't deserve to live after what you've done. As Naruto picked up the Hiyori and placed it over Zana's face. Hey, I can't see. That's the whole purpose, said Naruto. She then saw a bright blue light erupted everywhere. She didn't hear a single scream, as she was confused. As she saw the blue light moving around her so incredibly fast, her eyes could barely keep up, despite not being able to see through the Hiyori. She wondered what was going on. She finally reached up to her face and pulled it down, only to see Naruto in front of her. But he didn't move. Or did he? She looked around. What the hell? She was confused. Where did they go? They're in a better place now, said Naruto. Or worse, depending on all they've done, said Naruto. You... already? But how? I know that you were fast, but... that's just... amazing, she said. You took care of them already? You must have hid them somewhere or something, right? This can't be. As Naruto simply stared at her. It seems your title really suits you, she said. You're the God of Lightning. You had a doubt, Naruto asked. Well, no, but still I'm impressed. Now, she said, she jumped onto his back. Bring me home, my steed. As Naruto sighed. Hold on tight, he said. Wait, can you do that thing? Fine, just make sure to hold on. Yeah, I have, she said. She clutched onto him, as she felt electricity run through her. Not harmful though. As Naruto activated his Godspeed mode, lightning coursed around his veins and his body, surrounded him, as it surrounded Zana as well. Her hair was standing on edge. Whoa, this is awesome, she said. As Naruto moved, Zana only saw the world as a blur. She couldn't see the trees or the bushes. She couldn't see anything. It was only a blur as she moved. Her eyes couldn't stay focused on one thing for too long. He was moving too fast. She felt the wind blowing through her hair. But the way Naruto was holding her, it was not affecting her in the process to harm her. As it was just amazing, she screamed. Time skip. 2 days later at Konoha, Izumo and Kitetsu was bored. Yes. Being the gate guards were something that kept them out of going to war or active shinobi duty. Well, they could still go to war, but active shinobi duty like taking on dangerous missions that would probably get them killed. But Sitting at the gate all day and not having a single person leave or go was boring. They had nothing to do. Absolutely nothing. They were playing a game of cards, but it was just so boring. Your draw, said Tetsu. Fine, said Izumo. As they kept on playing until they heard footsteps. Soft patterned footsteps. They made their way as they turned their head, as they saw people. 2 of them to be exact. The 2 of them were almost same height. The white-haired one being taller than the blonde, who had a streak of blue. A single streak running down into his hair. That was strange. As Izumo wondered who was the blonde with that blue streak, he recognized the first one as Jiraiya. His eyes went wide. No, it can't be, Izumo said. Kitetsu, is that? Yeah. Damn. As Izumo looked towards him, what the hell was that, he said. Look, I'm not gay or anything, but... Damn! I know what you mean. What the hell? Meanwhile, Jiraiya took in a fresh breath as he stopped right at the gate. So how do you feel, kid, after 3 years of not being here? You're finally back home. As Naruto grumbled something, Jiraiya simply sighed. Kid, you have to return at some point, he said. You're acting like it's my fault. As Naruto grumbled something again. Alright, I know I could have taken you to Kumo for a longer time, but I had to train you, come on. You know that the Hokage gave us a personal training field, right? So that meant we could have spent our entire time in Kumo. But yet you had me wander on the elemental nation. And a lot of time picking you up in goddamn bars. But if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have gotten your awesome nickname. I mean, your reputation is already quite menacing. The God of Lightning. People hear your name, they run in fright. Missing nins, keep away. Enemy ninjas run from Konoha when they know the Lightning Bringer is here. Besides, everything worked out for the better, right? I mean, you still got that hot piece of... Naruto turned towards him. I mean, your cute girlfriend at Kumo. But kid, you have to give me this one. It's just... those melons. Right? I mean... I'm jealous. You should be, said Naruto. Don't brag, brat. It doesn't suit you. Yeah, said Naruto. As he looked around the village. It hasn't changed that much, has it? Well, why should it, Jiraiya said. But maybe in key eras, probably just not looking good. I mean, look at that, Jiraiya said, pointing towards a monument. Seems Bachan finally get her face up there. No, she's with the greats. So you haven't changed your mind, asked Jiraiya. No, said Naruto. Fine, I won't pry, Jiraiya said. Naruto slammed both hands together as Izumo and Tetsu watched him disappear. Wait, you need to... It's fine, said Jiraiya as he walked over. He's just taking in his sights. Jiraiya-sama, did he just disappear? Yes, the kid has grown. A lot, said Jiraiya as he smiled. So, I'm guessing everything is in order, right? We're coming back after a 3-year-long training trip. As Izumo nodded, Tetsu looked over. Well, now that Naruto is back, he wondered, how would things change? Meanwhile, Naruto stood on a high podium beam inside of Konoha as he took in a deep breath. Despite wanting to go back with Kumo because that was where his super sexy hot girlfriend was. He missed the village a lot. Well, Konoha, Uzumaki Naruto is back. Tell me, what do you have to offer, he said, as he smiled up to the sky. As Naruto heard mumbling down below, only to see a group gathered. What the hell? He jumped down as he touched down, not even making a sound. It's him. It's really him. He's back. Naruto stepped back as the group stepped towards him. Hey, yeah, said Naruto awkwardly. I'm back. He didn't really know these people. A scream could be heard. One of the girls just screamed. He didn't know what the hell was going on. A second later, he was swarmed. We heard that you're the fourth Hokage's son, and it was confirmed. Not to mention, you have gotten your new title as the God of Lightning in the Elemental Nation. Three of them held onto his arm rather tight. As Naruto saw more of them coming, he never expected this. Not knowing what to do in this situation, he simply vanished, leaving behind a spark. The girls felt it jolt through their system a bit. Not something that harmed them, but something that gave them a tingle. Whoa, what was that? One of his many amazing abilities. Where did he go? Another one shouted. Meanwhile, Naruto looked down from the building top that he was on. As Jiraiya landed beside him. Huh, it surely has changed, hasn't it? Well, when I expected that change, I never expected this. Well, kid, Jiraiya said, place the armor on his shoulder. You are already quite famous for stopping the Ichiban. And stopping that Biju bomb that would have surely hurt the village. People start to respect you even more. Know that your name has gotten so widespread. Not to mention your heritage has been revealed. A big boost in that. You've gotten many fans. And also many enemies. Yeah. You're right about that, said Naruto. But it doesn't matter, said Naruto as he slammed his fist into his palm. I'll just crush my enemies like I crushed the others. Well, you should be ready, Jiraiya said. As he smiled. What's with that goofy smile, said Naruto. I'm just proud of you, kid. Proud to call you my beloved student. You know I have a girlfriend, right? Jiraiya raised his hand to smack Naruto over the head, but Naruto moved. It's a teacher-student relationship. Not like that, you dumbass, he said. Huh. Maybe you need to go get a girl. And stop saying these gay things, said Naruto. Why, you at Jiraiya rushed after him. Naruto vanished again in lightning. As he reappeared on top of the next building. See ya, he says, he jumped off towards the tower. Jiraiya's eyes shook his head as he made his way as well. Meanwhile on the street, Ino and Sakura were making their way. As Ino saw one of her friends, a lot of them gather in a group. Hey, Ame, what's going on? He's back. He's so handsome, said Ame. Yeah, another girl said. I mean, he's even prettier than me. He's not pretty, he's handsome. Get it straight, said Ame. Yeah. Wait, cut the daydream. What's going on, Ino said. Oh, haven't you heard? Naruto Uzumaki is back. Wait, really? Said Sakura. Yeah, but he just vanished. We don't know where he is. As Ino looked towards Sakura, as Sakura moved off, heading towards the tower, that would be the first place he would go. Meanwhile, Shizune was currently outside the office, at her own little section office, where she helped Tsunade-sama with her paperwork. It was then that she saw a rather tall, beyond handsome man step past her booth. He was so dreamy she nearly let him pass without confirmation. Hey you, stop, she said. You can't just enter like that. As Naruto paused, he then turned a smile. Shizune blinked. Ah, Shizune, it's been so long. I thought you'd have recognized me in a wimp, said Naruto, but it seems like you haven't. Naruto? Shizune said. She rubbed her eyes to make sure that she wasn't dreaming or something. Is that you? It can't be, she said. She looked at him. She rubbed her eyes once again. As Naruto simply smiled, the bands firmly inside his face gave him a completely different look. Not to mention, a small blush came on her cheek. As Naruto smiled at her. So, is Bakshin in, he said. Yeah, she said. As Naruto turned the knob and went inside, Shizune closed her mouth. Is that really Naruto? Oh my god, he's hot! As Naruto entered the office, Tsunade was asleep, drooling on the papers. As Naruto laughed a bit to himself, he made his way over, before reaching right towards her forehead as he placed a finger on it. Tsunade jumped up as she felt a small jolt. Nothing to harm her, just to snap her back in focus. She looked around, ready to kill the person that just dare wake her from her nap. only to blink at the unknown person in front of her. Hey, who the heck? She paused, noticing the whisker marks. Naruto? Tsunade, who hadn't seen, well, interest in any man since Dan died, got a small blush on her face when she looked up at the handsome man in front of her, who she couldn't believe was Naruto. Got it right, Bachan, said Naruto. Tsunade got out of her chair and hugged him, pulling his face near to her bosom in a sweet, tight hug of a grandmotherly or motherly kind, as she missed the brat so much. I missed you, brat, she said. Ahem. As she turned her head towards the window to see Jiraiya sitting there, with his arms extended. I'm waiting, he said. Tsunade simply turned back towards Naruto, as Jiraiya looked downcast. Tsunade didn't look down. Naruto? What the hell are you doing, she asked, as his face was permanently moving closer to her chest. Sorry about this, said Naruto, as he pulled himself back. Yeah, you're right, pervy sage, said Naruto. They're almost close. Hey, what the hell is going on, said Tsunade. I'm afraid if I tell you, you might try to kill me, said Naruto. So it's better if I don't know, she said. Yeah, said Naruto, as he smiled at her. Well, you have certainly grown, she said, as she sat down in her chair. As Jiraiya flipped off the window and landed on his feet, still mumbling something about not getting a hug, Tsunade simply ignored him. So I'm guessing that your training was prosperous, am I right, she said. Well, ask the pervert yourself, said Naruto. He should be my teacher, so he should be the one giving you information. So tell her, pervy sage. Did I accomplish much? Jiraiya grumbled something under his breath. What was that? Asked Tsunade. He's gotten stronger, Jiraiya said. And why do you sound displeased about that? It's just because I defeated him, said Naruto. Wait, really? Tsunade looked towards Jiraiya, who looked away. A real match? Like, going all out? As Naruto nodded. Is that so? She said. But what about Sage Mode? She asked. Did you... No, said Jiraiya. That's a whole lot of mess. What do you mean, Tsunade asked. I'll explain about it later, said Jiraiya. But just know that the brat has gotten stronger. Strong enough, said Jiraiya. Really don't classify my skills here, said Naruto. I'm the one that taught you, so you should be respectful of your teacher, brat. Not when your teacher's an old perv, said Naruto, as Jiraiya eye twitched. Well, Bachan, said Naruto. Tsunade sighed. She really missed that name despite it made her sound old. I never expected this much people to be, said Naruto. Oh, yeah, about that. It seems that this fan club has started for you already. Little did they know that you already have a girlfriend. Yeah, said Naruto, as he looked quite sad. Don't worry about that, brat. I got you, she said. What do you mean by the door opened up? As Sakura stepped inside, Lady Tsunade heard that she paused. As Inu's eyes went wide. For the love of God, that can't be Naruto, she thought to herself. A blush instantly spread across her face. Of course that was Naruto. That was some god. Adonial god standing there. As Naruto couldn't be that different. He couldn't change that much in just 3 years. He was handsome before, but this was different. It couldn't be him, right? Oh, hi there, Sakura. Sakura wastes no time as she moved forward, holding her friend into a hug that she missed so much. As Naruto smiled, he hugged her back. She's only a smile, as their relationship was like a brother-sister type. As she liked how the both of them looked out for each other. But it seems like his looks were even working on Sakura, as her cheeks were a bit red. Sakura was squealing in her mind. God damn, she said to herself. When did Naruto become so hot? She pulled back as she punched him on the arm. Ow, said Naruto as he rubbed his arm. You didn't wrote to us, she said. Sorry, said Naruto. Kind of busy, moving around the elemental nation every day. Yeah, he was a lot busy, Jiraiya said as he giggled to himself, snapping her eyes towards him as he stopped giggling. You have grown, she said, as she had to look up at him now. So have you, he said, quite beautiful if I must add. As she looked down, you think so? Of course, said Naruto, as she was now blushing. With those looks and his charms, it was gonna be an all-out war with these females with him, and Tsunade just knew it. My Naruto-kun, you have certainly changed, Ino said. As is you, Ino, said Naruto. You've grown a lot. I hope in good ways, she said. Of course, said Naruto. In a lot of good ways. As Jiraiya started to laugh to himself. What's so funny? Asked Tsunade. Oh, he knows, said Jiraiya. As Naruto turned towards him, I will fry you, he said. Well, given that I have this piece of leverage, I don't think you want to make those threats idly, said Jiraiya. Unless you want me to accidentally speak in a drunken haze. And I'll fry you, said Naruto. Jiraiya eye twitched. And I'll talk. And I'll fry you, said Naruto. As Jiraiya narrowed his eyes, before backing down, fine. I was never a snitch anyway. Even if you'd know I'm not gonna do that, said Naruto. Yeah, you're too good of a person. Fine, fine, he said. So, said Tsunade as she clapped her hands together. The door then opened up. As Shikamaru came in, Tsunade eyebrow twitched at being interrupted again. So it really is you, Shikamaru said. Shika, said Naruto. Shikamaru reached into his pocket and pulled out something as he tossed it. As Naruto caught it, a set of keys. I hope you like it, he said. Well, I've already seen it in photographs. Seeing it up front will be a different matter entirely, said Naruto. Well, it was your decision. It is gonna be a real hassle if you decide to change it. If I have to do more paperwork, said Shikamaru. I did this to you out of a courtesy of us being friends. So, just accept it, okay? Yeah, fine, said Naruto. Wait, what's going on? Asked Sakura. I'll tell you later, said Naruto. So, Bachan, what were you saying? Well, she was probably talking about testing your skills, Naruto. Everyone turned towards the window. I was wondering when you were going to say something, Kakashi said Naruto with a smile. I was just waiting for my cute little student to say something. After all, I knew that you knew I were there. Seems your sensory ability has gotten quite in-depth, said Kakashi with a smile. A famous eye smile. Wait, what's going on? Asked Sakura. Well, I want to see firsthand how skilled Naruto has gotten in the expertise of taijutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu, and all the arsenal area. Who better to test him than the man that tested him when he was first becoming a genin? But I'm stronger, Jiraiya mumbled. Yeah, but I'm tired of seeing you fight, you will perv, said Tsunade. So, Naruto, you ready to show us how far you've come? Asked Tsunade with a smile. Thought you'd never ask, Bachan, he said. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want the next part to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Had the Rarest Bloodline over on Anime King 2. And enjoy that, guys. And stay in tune for a brand new episode coming over on Anime King 3, which I do hope that you guys will enjoy. And yeah, if you're new, you heard that correctly. I do have 3 channels, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day on each and every one of them. So 3 what ifs a day for you guys to enjoy. So what about you guys? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon over on Anime King 3. Peace.